So some of you guys might remember, but last week we were doing some paint correction on this truck, and throughout that we stumbled upon a situation. And a situation that's actually been going on for a couple videos, because all we were trying to do was get this tailgate on the truck the way GM intended it back in 1994. However, through a series of misadventures, none of it went as planned. And for once, I don't think it was my fault. And we're going to talk about that on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. So you might notice as we walk around the truck, we're not done with the paint correction, guys. So I'm actually doing this video as we're waiting parts to finish the last video. We need some touch-up paint, we need some paint match, that kind of stuff. And, well, it took a little while to find a guy that has the 30-something-year-old paint. Things you don't always think about, guys. You can't just walk into AutoZone like you used to be able to do for this truck back in the 90s. They don't make this color anymore. Everything's gray and white. It's got different shades of gray and white now, right? It's basically what we're working with. But it's funny I should mention AutoZone, because those sons of bitches are one of the reasons I'm making this video, along with another giant chain that's usually located within 200 yards of that one, the first mention. I don't want to keep mentioning their names because I don't want to give them any kind of publicity. I mean, I get it. Like, who am I compared to them? Well, what they are, I got to be careful how I say this, because sometimes, guys, my temper gets the best of me, and Andrew's got to put all sorts of like beep, 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 beeps in there because I think they're a bunch of assholes. All right? It's gonna be a rant, guys. There's no two ways about it. If you don't like that, that's unfortunate. But this is something that used to bother me. So when I drove things like this every day, I used to drive older vehicles every day before I bought the Tundra. My buddy Jason told me when I bought the Tundra, he said, you know, your posts online about how much these chain auto parts stores suck has greatly reduced since you're driving the Tundra every day. That's because I wasn't looking for parts as much, guys. It's Toyota. And that's why I bought that thing. But let me get my thoughts together, guys. I'm already getting a little excited. We'll sit down and we'll talk about it. And hopefully together we can come up with a way to stop giving them our business, stop getting frustrated, but still get everything we need. That's going to be tough. All right. Guys, right off the bat, I want to get something out there. You're going to hear me bitch a lot about chain auto parts stores. Nowhere during this time am I talking about Napa. And I'm not just saying that to kiss Napa's ass because they hooked me up over there. They hooked me up over there because they're not your average chain auto parts store. They're all like individually owned, right? For growing up, my buddy Chris and Owen, their parents owned one up there in PA, and they're car people. So they understood what was going on, and it was awesome, right? Guys, the one that got the Napa here in town and the one over by the base, they're both owned by the guy that built this shop. If you can believe it, he built the house, the shop, and I mean, I go in there all the time, I see Ed, and it's crazy. We talk about, the neighborhood and whatnot because that guy, he's a car guy. He had some race cars down here. That's what he did. He actually, as a legend goes, owned a shop, couldn't get parts, and that's why he decided to open the Napa. And guys, he's awesome. He runs around and gets stuff. I've never had a problem there, all right? So I just want to, make sure that's known. So you'd ask yourself, why would you go somewhere else then? The hours, guys. They close at 6. I think they close at 2 on Saturdays and not open on Sundays. You guys know I'm usually working down here Saturdays and Sundays. That's the reason. If I'm not prepared, if I am prepared and I have some time, that's where I go. Or someone places online because prices are great, or they might have a kit I want, or something like that. But when you're in a pinch, what are you going to do, right? And that's, I've gotten way better because back when I drove my 65 every day, or the Jeep I had, or anything like that, I'd run to AutoZone all day because that was the closest one. And again, the hours were convenient because they closed at like 9 or 10 o'clock or something like that. So now, that being said, there's some places where those guys are all right. And the reason that is because they hire some people that know what's going on. The store itself does not care, guys. It's a corporation. Oh, gosh, they don't care nothing, all right? But you get a guy in there, and some places, I've lived a lot of different places, guys. You guys, military, I bounced around when I was in the Navy. And I'd find out which one of these stores was better. It doesn't, you always meet a car guy. He's like, man, stay away from them. Go over here. And it bounces back and forth to the store. So you can't really be like, brand loyal. It's where's the guy that knows what he's doing. That's how it ends up when you're working with this stuff. So I needed that part. I think I mentioned earlier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Those were already, the other ones are sent back. The pop metal crap the guy sold me on eBay. He was cool that he took it back and whatever, but his picture didn't match his part. When I got the product, didn't match, and I paid double what I could have bought the other stuff for. It was a whole thing. We already talked about that. We sent it back, got our money back. We're done worrying about that guy. So I said I can go over to one of these chain places and get that stuff, which ended up being a Sunday. I first went to the place I like to go to first on a Sunday. It's Advanced, right? They're, no kidding, guys, 200-300 yards from the other joint. I like going there because of the people that work there. One dude's got like a built 5-liter. Other dude has a Chevy truck that he's always doing some work on. So they get it, right? They're doing the same thing I'm doing. Does it mean they're the best parts guys in the world? No. But they have an interest and they understand and we speak the same language and they're not jerk-offs. Okay? So I went in there and younger guy, he was helping me out before. I brought something back there one time that he messed up and he's like, he got it. He was talking trash one time. I forget what it was, but he's like, oh, how could they screw this up? He looks it up and he's like, oh, man, that was me. Man, I'm sorry, dude. I got it. Nobody's perfect. Not a big deal. So this time, we're driving over there. Megan is on her phone and she looks it up and it says, find the part, boom, there it is. Pick it up in 20 minutes. I was like, oh, great. So she clicks it. We get there. Guy's like, yeah, we don't got it. I said, what? So it said, I clicked the thing. It said you can pick it up in 20 minutes. He's like, yeah, we keep asking like corporate or whatever to stop doing that because people come here to get mad at us. I'm sorry, man, but we don't got it. I can order it, and it was Labor Day weekend. He's like, so I can have it on Tuesday. I said, all right, man, I appreciate it. He's like, yeah, sorry, dude, Not his fault, not mad at that guy. I said, well, I'm going to try next door, man, see if they got it over there before I order it from you. He said, good luck, man. I said, you're telling me I can't stand that place. So I go in there, and I got Joe Jerkoff behind the freaking counter, guys. I looked at it, as soon as I saw the guy, and I try not to judge people, but when you see somebody that's like mean mugging you when he's in customer service, like, what are you doing, dude? Like, for real? Little fella, too. That was a little guys. You know what I'm saying? So, there he is. And he thinks he knows everything in the world. He did not. Okay? And this is how the conversation went. I said, hey, how you doing, man? He was like, yeah, what can I get for you? I said, I need a tailgate hinge for a 1994 Chevy C1500. And he says, okay. And he starts punching on the computer. And he looks like he has the little glasses, kind of looks over him like, gives you like, the disappointed teacher look. And he's like, the bedside or the tailgate side, because it matters, man, I said, okay, cool. The bedside. And I wasn't going to tell this guy it comes in a kit and all this stuff because I'm not, right? So I say, yeah, the bedside. And he says, and I shit you not, you see jokes about this on Facebook and whatnot, but he says, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? I laughed at the guy. I said, are you serious, bro? He's like, he gave me the look again, So I want to put a little knowledge on him. And I want to be a smart ass because let him know he ain't the smartest guy in the room. I said, well, I actually already gave you that information when I said C1500. If it was a 4-wheel drive, it'd be K1500. And either way, it's the same tailgate, so it really don't matter. And now he's not pleased with my attitude. Much like I wasn't pleased with him, so I really don't care. You know what I mean? And he says, well, punch it in. He's like, yep, gonna have to order it. I said, cool. Now, when Megan checked Advance, she also checked AutoZone. And they said, same thing, pick it up in 20 minutes. I said, well, your website says you can pick it up right now. You guys don't have it? And he's like, no, we don't got it. She should probably fix that. And he's like, well, I can have it in 5 days. I said, no, I'm good. He's like, well, you need it either way, right? I says, yeah. I said, but the guy right down the corner over here, I can get it on Tuesday. And or I can just go from your parking lot, order it on my phone, and have it tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Thanks, but thanks for nothing, guy. Appreciate it. And I left. Now, yes, I was an asshole. There was no question about it. But I feel I was provoked, right? So then what I ended up doing, and of course, I didn't get off Amazon because then I'm going to get the same pop metal crap that pissed me off before, and it's going to be a whole thing. So, you guys know we're ordering stuff for the, I try to use Rock Auto, guys, and that's another one I don't mention a lot. Now, when you do stuff like this where you can plan and you have project stuff, you can order it and get it in. Or we talked about upgrades, which one didn't like upgrades because apparently he thinks that we're just not fixing on stuff on airplanes, and that's not the case, guys. All right, don't worry about that. But if it's something you can wait a little bit to work on, Rock Auto's awesome. They have the correct OEM type parts, and very well priced to where you're going to pay for shipping, and I get it, right? But it usually works out about the same as you're going to get the piece that you buy from one of these places anyways, right? They're Don't Last or whatever that brand is that they use, and I'd rather not do that. I'd rather get a quality part and wait a little bit and pay a couple bucks for shipping. So, and another thing about Rock Auto, you get on there, you can buy very specific little things. Like I said, the other places, you either had to buy the whole kit or at least 2 of them or whatever. I bought the one part I needed. It was like $9 or something like that. I think it was 14 shipped to the house, which came out to be the same price. I think it would have cost me. Actually, no, I couldn't just buy the one. So that was the best way for me to go. Now again, if I had done it earlier, it would have been better. I would have been upset. But an OEM part came in, genuine GM part in the GM box. You guys saw in the video, it was actually made out of steel, not some pop metal crap like the other guy was selling. And I'm sure the pop metal crap would have been what I got from all those other places, Now, guys, I realize today's day and age, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to use these chain spots, right? It's just convenience wins. Sometimes you got to, it is what it is. But so take Jay, for example. Jay is what we will call frugal, all right? He likes to get the best deal possible no matter what. And I get it. Who wouldn't, right? He goes as far as he will, shop Rock Auto or whatever, and then bring that into the AutoZone by him, who I believe sucks less than the one by me, but I have no data to prove that. I actually might have a little data to the contrary, but that's beside the point. And they'll price match and he gets his part and he's on his way. And, he gets it faster and at the same price, and he's good with that. I don't know that you're always getting the same quality part. I mean, they say they're rated the same, and that's where he gets, the warranty and all that kind of, but guys, I don't give a damn about a warranty because I don't want. I want to do a job once and be done with it. Great, you warranty the part. Now I'm constantly changing. I'm still doing the job over and over again. Now I understand that some of my content may, negate what I just said, but I really only want to do it once. I promise you. But sometimes you don't have a choice. We've talked about this a bunch of times, guys. The quality of parts nowadays it's in the toilet, guys. It's terrible. So no matter what, you're rolling the dice. But so there's one store, like a nationwide chain, that we haven't mentioned, and that's because we don't have them around here. So I really don't. But I've been around, right? Because like I said, guys, I've kind of lived a little bit everywhere, and so that's O'Reilly's. All right, we're getting a couple of them because where I live, guys, is like I live in between like 3 different towns, and they all get all the same crap at the same time. And usually it's stuff we don't want or need or anything. The amount of grocery stores, gas stations, and Starbucks, Dollar Generals is just, right? But that's the way of the world. No matter how much I bitch about it, nobody cares. I think they kind of nailed this one, though. So I think all 3 towns are actually getting an O'Reilly's. Or one got one, of the other 2 are. No. Yeah, it might be it. Either way, if you notice, a lot of like the YouTube guys, the big YouTube guys, Vice Grip and Puddin's another one. They use those guys a lot, and they talk about them, and they've actually done commercials for them. Which these guys don't. They don't just throw their name out there. They don't just let anybody sponsor them unless they believe in it, and that's cool. That's what makes these guys who they are, and that's awesome. So they're also so those O'Reilly holds a lot of stuff as far as they carry all the Wix filters that everybody likes to use. They carry a lot of small block Chevy stuff and things that we're messing with all the time. So that's good. A little bit older vehicles. I don't know what the other 2 places really keep in stock besides bedazzling crap and eyelashes for your car and other stuff that just makes me sick. But we're going to see how that works. So they're opening up. It's going to be, I don't know, 6, 7 miles, 10 miles from me. Within 10 miles, I can hit one. So we'll see how that goes. But it's kind of funny too, because you're getting all this crap built up, right? And then people are like, oh, another auto parts store. Oh, we already have Advance and AutoZone. Why do we need this? Well, clearly the people that are saying these things are not car guys. They're not using these parts. They just like it's like me if I bitch about another Starbucks or whatever coffee shop. I don't drink that shit. I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's just I don't know about it. So, well, I guess I have the same. I guess it's the same exact thing. So these guys don't know about their cars, which it's unfortunate. But as we've seen, I guess I don't want to keep getting negative with this, guys. I can go down this rabbit hole forever. We're gonna leave it at. The guy at AutoZone sucks. The guy at Advance was nice but can't get me parts. I never even made it to Napa, but I know Ed would do whatever he could to get me the part, and I would have gotten a quality part. I just got home and ordered the part, had it a couple days later. Wasn't a big deal. Rock Auto did me right, and they have many times in the past. So if you guys need stuff that you can wait on getting the parts, take a look at them. This tech tip is getting long because I kind of went down a rabbit. Man. You guys are probably used to it. If not, well, I'll try to do better next time. Which is what the freaking guy at AutoZone should have said. Son of... Thanks for watching, guys.